Okay, so listen, this is your assignment. We are going to be having a reading counts fair on January 22nd this year. And we need to advertise for this. Just like any other event that's going on in the world, people advertise. If you don't advertise, how is anybody going to know that it's going on, what it is, when it is, what I need? Like, I'm going to a concert in December. And in the advertisement, it tells you to bring your own chairs because it's in a field. So there are no seats. Now, if they didn't tell me that I needed to bring my own chair, I would have been standing there the whole time. Like, my feet are starting to hurt. I wish I would have brought a chair. Okay, so it's very important in advertisement that you give a clear message to the people that you are sharing this information to. So we are going to create posters and use our graphic design skills to convey the message about our Reading Counts Fair. And all the information that you're going to need on your poster that you're creating today is on the board. Everybody look up to the board. See that piece of paper? It says poster info in purple. And all of the blue stuff is information that you're going to have to put on your poster. The event, what it is. Because if you start talking about like where it is and when it is, people are going to be like, what are they talking about? You have to tell us what it is. You have to tell us when it's happening. You have to tell me where it is. It's at the PE Pavilion. And in case you guys haven't heard from your teachers, what it is it's going to be like a carnival. You know how you're doing reading counts and you're getting all of these points? Well, those reading counts are going to be like dollar bills. Okay? So for every reading counts point, you're going to be able to buy prizes, buy food, play games. You know how when you go to a carnival or a fair, you have to give the carnival person money to play the games? Well, you're going to be giving the teachers reading count points so that you can play games or buy prizes or buy food. It's going to be so much fun. I'm super excited. I can't wait. I think I'm going to get to work it. So we're going to create a poster today. So I'm going to give you your computers back for just a second, and you're going to click with me, okay? So everybody, the first thing we're going to do is click on CCPS applications. That's that little computer monitor. Okay, when you're in CCPS applications, it might take a second to load. That's okay, be patient. You want to make sure you're on the very top one that says General Software. General Software. And we are going to look for MS Publisher. Now, MS Publisher was exactly what Tim and Moby were talking about in the video. It is a program specifically made for graphic design. It's much easier to move text and graphics around in this program than it is in something like Microsoft Word. So, MS Publisher, it's this ocean blue P. Go ahead and open that up. Your page should look like mine. If it doesn't, look to a neighbor. Ask them to help you get there, okay? While we're waiting for everybody to get there, look at the options that we have. You can make brochures, postcards, calendars, advertisements, awards. There's lots of different things that there are already templates for in Publisher. But we're going to start with a blank slate today. Now guys, you need to decide what your poster is going to look like. Is it going to be vertical, up and down like a portrait? Or do you want it to go horizontal, landscape? Go ahead and pick your blank page. It's going to be either this first one, the portrait, or the second one, landscape. You get to decide. Now, I'm only going to show you a couple things because we really only need a couple things for this project. The first thing that Tim told us about was the graphics or the pictures. So we go to Insert, Clip Art, and you can search Fair, Carnival, Prizes, Games. Okay? Let me take your screens over again so you can see this. Okay, so this was Insert, Clip Art. And search fair because that's the first thing that I thought of. So I click go to search that. And when I find a picture that I want, I click on it. This is way too big. I don't want the picture to take up my whole poster because I have information I've got to fit on here. So I click on the bubbles and I drag it. Now if I want to move the whole thing, I put my mouse over it and take it to where I want. Now if I was wanting to delete it, I'd click on it and press the blue backspace button. Okay? Now, the other thing that you're going to have to be able to do today is insert text. Now there's two ways that you can insert text. The first one is word art. Word art is the big fancy words. So I click on the one that I want to use, and this would be our reading counts fair. I can change my font here to something. Change the size. Okay. Now once I have that in, I can edit my word art. I can change the fill color. I can change the outline. I can change the shape. I can give it a shadow. I can give it 3D effects. Oh, now it's all kinds of fun stuff. Okay? Now, the other way that I can insert text, because remember, I need to have all of this blue information in one way, shape, or form. You don't have to have it written like I have it written. Remember, graphic design is playing and organizing things so it's easy to understand and easy to read. I want to be able to be walking through the halls and glance over at your poster and be like, got it, 22nd, fair, reading counts, and move on. Nobody wants to stand in the hall like a weirdo and spend 5 minutes reading a poster, do they? Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay? So, the second way to insert text is to click Insert, draw a text box, and see how my mouse turned into a cross? I click and drag to create my text box, and now I can change my font again. Remember, you got to make it something that everybody can read. I can make it bigger, and I can change my color again. Okay, so come all on January 22. See how my text box turned red and my words disappeared? That means my box is too small. I got to make it bigger. Or I could highlight and make my words smaller so they fit all on one line. Okay? So, you guys are going to be creating your own poster for reading counts. And then we're going to take a vote on who's the best, the top 3 in the class. And we're going to post those all over school. Okay, I'm going to make lots of copies of the top 3. And we're going to post them all over school to advertise for the Reading Counts Fair. Boys and girls, last thing that's really important, when it's time, because we don't have a lot of time, so you're not going to get much done today. File, save as, make sure you're on your lunch number, and we are going to call this the fair, and click save. Okay?